Let's talk about how we take our weaving off the loom, add a stick and a loop with beads for hanging it, and create a small wall hanging. You're going to flip your loom to the side that just has the loops and no notches on the sides. You'll need a little piece of a dowel rod or a popsicle stick or even a stick that you might find in nature. And what we'll do is take off one loop at a time to slide that stick through until you get to the very end and all of the loops are securely on your dowel rod. There's a popsicle stick at the bottom of this loom, but you don't need it there. That's just there for something else. You'll see in the next step what we do with the bottom threads. All right, now I've got my dowel rod at the top, and I took my weaving off the loom, and I'm going to flip it around to the side with the longer loops. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Push all that down, and I want to make sure all my loops are out. I'm going to cut one loop at a time in half, and I'm going to tie two pieces together at a time. I'll start on the end like this, just like my shoelaces. Cross one over the other to make an X. Wrap the top around through the loop and pull. I'm going to do that 2 times. Cross one over the other to make an X. Wrap around and pull. That's 1 knot. I'm going to go to the next loop. Cut it in half, so I have 2 at a time. Okay, cross one over the other, wrap around and pull. Cross one over the other, wrap around and pull. These knots are tiny. Hopefully we can do it on our own. I'm just gonna keep going. Okay, next one. Find the next 2. Okay, now I've got my dowel rod at the top, or you can use a popsicle stick or an actual stick, whatever works for you. And I'm just going to trim these to make them all the same. We want to keep them maybe about 1 inch if you can, and 1 inch is from the top of your thumb to the first knuckle. It's an easy way to measure, and you want to try to keep them the same. So I'm just going to trim. These scissors are kind of terrible. And then I'm going to trim this little blue one over here, and any extras that I have, I could trim. Okay, let's talk about how to hang it. I have some beads, you might have too, and I have a little piece of wire. All right, I have a little piece of wire. I'm gonna go to the top of the dowel rod and gently wrap. I want it to be pretty tight, so I'm gonna wrap it around a couple times, like this, and the open end at the top. I can create a pattern. With my beads. You don't have to make a pattern, you don't have to have beads, it's up to you. I'm just gonna quickly show you how we can finish. And I would say maybe 10 or 12 beads would be great. I'm just gonna add a few here so so you can see, right? For the other side. Wrap it around. Tight, and I can do this for you. And then we'll trim. And you'll have a little wall hanging ready to display.